YouTube above average code here, and let the HCS Rostermania videos continue. And I have some not so great update slash news for you guys in the world of the HCS, and that is we finally have an org that will be leaving the HCS for year 4, and that organization is Quadrant. Not only are they leaving the HCS, but they are leaving esports altogether, which comes as a little bit of a shock, as it is Quadrant, an org that's been a pretty big deal in the HCS, but it doesn't come as a shock as a team leaving the HCS. Now, before you guys breathe your sighs of relief that it wasn't OPTIC and thank goodness it wasn't FaZe, this is still really not good for Halo and the HCS in general. Now, while it does not stop anything or slow anything down for year 4, Quadrant was a really involved org in the Halo world, guys. Not only were they one of the featured teams in the game, I think one of the 7 remaining where you can actually buy their skins in-game, and they are just a partner team, which is really cool because there's so few of them, it feels like, but they literally hosted one of the only events outside of the United States for really any esport recently, it seems, and the HCS especially, guys, and that was a really big deal. It seemed like a really cool and really well-run event, so it sucks to see the organization leaving altogether. Now, their reason for leaving, guys, I mean, it could be any of a million things, really. They said that they plan to focus on something else. I'm not going to read their statement word for word, but I will put it on the screen here in the video because I kind of just want this to be like a breaking news thing and kind of break it down a little bit for you guys. But having an org leave the HCS right now isn't a shock because, let's be real, the game's going into year 4. The player base is kind of low. Although the esports still very popular, guys, with Rostermania and the way the top placements have been going, it's kind of tough to pay and field a team, especially when you haven't really had all that much success in terms of being top 2, top 3, or even top 4. Now, the downside is they have made a lot of strides to improve, but the sad thing with esports that I feel like a lot of people maybe either A, don't think about, or B, don't really know, is the return on investments for a lot of these teams and a lot of these esports guys is either very small or perhaps even negative. And Moist Critical's actually been very vocal about this in the past. Unless you're a gigantic, like, monumentally sized org with all these insane, like, sponsorships, like 100 Thieves, for example, a lot of times you're in the negative. You are there for the love of the game. And although esports has come a long way, guys, that's just really how it still is in the modern day. Now, is Quadrant gone forever? Are we never going to see them in esports again? We really don't know right now. I mean, just to focus on the news of Rostermania, guys, this is, I mean, a little bit concerning, but again, it's not all that surprising for the reasons that I listed earlier. But it is concerning in ways of we don't know what other teams could be leaving the esport, guys, and we're still very much in the waiting game to see how these rosters shake out, and teams leaving could honestly happen after the team shakeout because, again, I mentioned it in one of the past Rostermania videos, which I'll link them all down below, guys, if you're looking to binge some Rostermania conversation pieces. These teams that don't get good players might just be like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother this year. And that's just realistically a possibility for a lot of these orgs, guys. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying more teams are going to leave. It's very possible Quadrant just felt like this was their time to be done with the HCS for now, and that could be it. The only positive note I can think of, guys, is hopefully Halo kind of decides to partner with more teams because this now cuts us down to, I believe, 6 teams that are partnered, and you will be having their skins available in the shop for HCS Year 4. Hopefully we see other teams kind of get that type of partnership and we get to see some new skins. But as of now, it seems like Quadrant will be gone for the foreseeable future, and that's kind of I didn't expect that to be the next Rostermania news to break. I really thought some of these rosters were going to assemble and become final, but that was the big HCS news on the day. On top of that, guys, we got some news of a new weapon being added to Halo Infinite, which we'll be doing another video on that, because as promised, guys, the Halo Infinite content is still going to be happening. Although I'm on that BO6 grind, there's going to be BO6 tips videos and things like that, guys. Halo is always going to have a place on this channel, especially the Rostermania spice and things like that. So, guys, subscribe to the channel. Grinding Black Ops 6, we've been doing our camos. It's going along pretty nicely, actually. The game's been a lot of fun. Halo Infinite videos here and there. We will be back on the game eventually with the new update coming on November 5th. Hint, hint, wink, wink. We might have some very special things to talk about with that in the near future. But outside that, guys, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment. Share all your thoughts. Are more orgs leaving? What teams do you hope to see not leave? And just share all your thoughts down below. And then, of course, guys, channel memberships and super thanks. You guys know what to do. Please don't feel like you have to. But that does it for me for this late night upload. I just got home from work. I recorded this, and now I'm going to bed, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video, y'all.